What is up, y'all? So I'm here to answer that burning question none of you were asking. Should you watch Lucky Star 15 years later?
Why would anyone want to know this?
Well, maybe we have some people who are new to anime and they heard about the old classics and want to know if it's actually worth watching or just continue to let it sit on their to-watch list forever.
So that's it. This is just an excuse for you to go through all those anime from your own backlog.
So I watched Lucky Star in 2022, which, don't really know how I ended up here.
Poor decisions.
But I wanted to see if it was actually worthwhile. See, while I was a growing weeb, this show was always around. Both during and after it aired, people talked about it. Anime cons were flooded with stuff from the show, and it was a major subculture. So let's go ahead and get into it. Now, at the time, I was a big old shonen baby who loved crazy, unusual action that came from anime. I kind of stayed away from Lucky Star because I was completely uninterested since it seemed super boring. But after watching it, it was pretty boring. Nothing happens. Like, I get it, it's slice of life, but even slice of life can have plot, as mundane as it is. There's like a school festival storyline, or maybe a character wants to find romance, but not really in Lucky Star.
Hey, those were in the show.
In the show, yeah, but they were more used as settings for aesthetics, not so much for actual storylines. Lucky Star is like the most slice of life anime I've ever seen. None of the characters have real goals or things they're striving for. They're kind of just coasting. And while that is relatable, it does leave the show feeling kind of like one of the modern clip compilations of streamers. There's no specific plan, it's just kind of fun moments from their lives, just all in a row. The thing I wasn't expecting when I booted up this show was the wave of nostalgia. Because this show pretty much is a representation of weeb culture from back in those days. Whether that's because the show did an accurate job of portraying that subculture, or if it's because people acted like this because of the show, I ain't got no clue. But this did throw me back to conversations I had with other anime and manga friends back when we were young, just our mundane otaku talk. Just like what happens in the show. These dynamics of like, one of us is way more into this stuff than the others, or of course there's the one who's always tired. Actually, let's talk about the characters for a second. So the characters are actually pretty likable, to be honest. We got the character who would definitely be a Discord profile pick character if they came out today. You got the smug, lazy, relatable, gamer internet dweller Konota. She's the character of Umaru-chan, done right, by the way. We got the straight-laced, kind of uptight, the good one, older twin sister. And we got the soft-tired, uncertain, younger twin sister. Of course, don't forget the airhead, clumsy, nice, rich girl with big old bazongas. These are pretty fun and inoffensive characters. I would call them cozy. They're broad enough and fleshed out enough that everyone can find themselves in at least one of the girls and find something relatable. The one thing to watch out for, I will warn you, is that the show sort of caters to the I can't say that word on YouTube, special interest people, and the show knows that it's doing that, and at least it turns it into a joke here and there, but it is still there. Now, since there's no plot, this could very easily just become me talking about various bits or my favorite specific jokes, but that's all very subjective, and I'll just let you know there's so many jokes that you'll almost certainly find something that you personally enjoy. But my absolute favorite gag that I always on the edge of my seat whenever this happens is all the store clerks who are desperately trying to sell everything in their store to Konota, the otaku whale, because she's like known for buying everything. As for what else the show offers, it's not that much. There's a couple teases for emotional moments, and I mean, one episode has a pretty nice emotional sentiment, but the characters just aren't built for it. Hell, they literally had to include a ghost mom in order to actually create an emotional moment that couldn't have happened otherwise. For emotional enrichment, you might as well be doing emotional edging. But this show definitely didn't need to be 24 episodes, which is double season length. It could have just been one season, 12 episodes, and it'd still be pretty much the same. Am I mad though that I spent the time to marathon all 24 episodes? Honestly, no. But I also don't see myself ever doing it again. So I think if you're looking for some nostalgia of the old times, you're like me who was a young weeb through the 2000s but didn't watch it, you might enjoy this show, like an old grandma would reminisce on her rocking chair about better days. But for the rest of us, Lucky Star's honestly not worth watching anymore, if you haven't already. But at least I'll never forget what to buy from the store. thank you very much for watching this video. So I marathoned all 24 episodes of Lucky Star in like 4 days. So please, if you can, at least leave a like or something to make my suffering worth it. And if you were somebody who grew up in the 2000s and watched Lucky Star back in the day, let me know how it feels looking back on it today, because I can only look back from the outside. I've never watched it back then. Oh, and of course, please make sure to subscribe to my channel.
And ring the bell to make sure you won't miss an upload.
Which will be important because my next video is going to be a big one, big enough that I might regret my decision to have chosen to make it, but please make sure to have a wonderful rest of your day.